That's the Batman score. That melody's been stuck in my head for almost a week now. The don't don't. Movie's freaking tight. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Probably the best Batman movie ever made, in my opinion. Batman Begins still kind of takes the cake for me, but that's just because of nostalgia. But yeah, the Batman's beautiful. Go watch it. I just want to apologize for my hair being messy and not cut. But speaking of cuts, hit up Tito the Barber or at Tito.thehairbender on Instagram. He'll get you looking right, get you looking handsome, and if you're a woman, he'll get you looking pretty. Hit up Tito the Barber. Before I get into this podcast, I want to take the time to say thank you to everybody that supported me in these episodes, that have listened, have shared. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started this thing, I thought I was just gonna be posting to nothing really. I thought I was gonna post and maybe my friends would listen if they had the time. But I've gotten nothing but good feedback so far. And every time I see people, friends or family, they ask me, dude, the Robcast is dope. And honestly, it makes me really happy that I'm making that you guys like it. So thank you. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Robcast with your host, myself, Robert Enriquez. Thanks for tuning in. I got a solo episode today because I don't have any guests lined up, but I'll have some next time. So let me just dive right into these questions. I went to my Instagram and I asked me something deep. I got a couple responses. I was expecting to get none, but I got a couple. So let's pull these up real quick. Question number 1 is, how does one find their purpose? Not to sound corny, but I feel like your purpose finds you. I feel like if you're looking for your purpose, you're probably not going to find it. I feel like your purpose comes to you when you least expect it. Yeah, that's what I think. Second question. What's the biggest problem in your opinion happening in our society today? Let me reword that. What's the biggest problem in your opinion happening in society today? I feel like people nowadays are just selfish, greedy, and just think about what benefits them only and not people around them. I don't mean anything like super deep, I just mean in daily life. You know, when you're driving down the road and someone doesn't use their indicator, instead of thinking to themselves, oh, let me put my indicator on when I'm making a right turn so the person behind me knows that I'm turning right and they can slow down. But no, let me just stop last minute and then make a right because that's easier for them, not putting their blinker on. Or here's another one. It really bugs me when I see this too. You see someone struggling on the streets, and then the first reaction of people is to pull out their phone and film them instead of helping out the person that's in distress. That's another big problem that I see. Those are my top 2. There's a lot more that bother me, but those are the ones I'm going to stick to right now. Number 3, chicken nuggets with a mind-blowing emoji. Got that all wrong, my boy. It's all about chicken strips or bone-in wings. I'm not really a chicken nugget guy anymore. I quit eating McDonald's like a year ago. And I don't really know anywhere else, but that's not fast food that sells chicken nuggets. So it's all about chicken strips, Chick-fil-A, no. Chick-fil-A? No, Chick-fil-A has nuggets. Whatever. Chicken strips, there's these frozen ones from Foster Farms that are really good. I like those. Pop in the air fryer for 12 minutes. Golden brown and tender. Question number 4. Do you believe love extends past death / in the afterlife? I mean, I would hope so. I don't really want to love other people. I want to love the people that I love now, and I would hope that follows me eternally. But that does scare me. because I don't want to lose memory of the people that I love now into my next experience. But my answer is I hope so. I would hope so. Question number 4. How do you feel about the war? I have a very unpopular opinion about wars and politics, but I mean, it bugs me because we have a leader trying to fight this battle that most people don't even want to fight. While he gets to just sit all up in his probably his nice house, protected, while people try to kill each other. And that goes for even the United States. These men call the shots while the people below them do all the dirty work and risk their lives. There's my answer. I wrote some notes also for things to talk about. So the first thought I have was what no one tells you about growing up. And the first thing I wrote down is seeing your parents and family members getting old. Stuff breaks my heart, dude. Like I look at my mom or my uncles, and I'm just like, man, they're getting old. You know, they're not the resilient people they were 10, 15 years ago. But that's life, you know. We're all going to get old one day. But that's one thing that no one really talks about when you get older is seeing that. It's all, oh, you know, take care of your parents, you know. But none of it is you're going to see them get tired, want to sleep all day, or, you know, that stuff sucks to see. Second thing I have written down is, and I like this little segue from my first question, is lack of purpose. I had a little struggle trying to figure that out until I realized your purpose finds you. I like to think I found mine, but I could be wrong. I'm still fairly young. You know, that could change. You never know. You might have multiple purposes. Changing other people's lives, changing your own life, or something small like saving a dog on the sidewalk one day. That could be a purpose, one of them. You just don't know. And third thing I wrote down was less time with your friends. You know, when we're in high school and going into college, you know, we see our friends every single day, and you always have someone to hang out with. I don't mind being alone, but I didn't think that it would happen this fast where all of our friends are doing their own things and no one has time for each other anymore. And I have a friend of mine that I train with. He's probably listening to this, knowing I'm talking about him. But he talks about how he doesn't see his friends anymore and that he wanted to revolve his job around his friends. But I told him, I'm like, dude, to keep it real with you, I know I'm not much older than you, but you can't revolve your important things around your friends because your friends aren't going to put you first in their decisions. You got to put yourself first and do what's best for you. And all right, another segue from what I wrote down. Doing what's best for you and not others. Growing up, I was always told, oh, you can't do that. You got to do this instead. But, you know, when you're young, you listen. But the older I get, the more I realize that isn't the way to go. The way to go is doing what you think is best for yourself and what makes you happy. And even if, obviously, there's limits, like you're not going to go out and do meth because obviously that's not good for you. Well, everyone else is telling you don't do it. But I mean, like major decisions. Instead of maybe, some people will tell you go to school, but maybe in your mind, in your heart, you're like, no, I want to, you know, go do construction because I like doing that instead. Instead of listening to the people in your ear telling you to go the safe route or safer route, you do what you think is best for you. And if you mess up and you learn from it, then you probably gained a couple months of life experience that you wouldn't have got in the other route that someone else told you to do. And everything that you did was your own doing. The fourth thing I wrote down was not everyone is going to support you, and the people closest to you usually have the least nice things to say. I'm sure everyone's had this experience where like a family member talks down to them about something that you're passionate about or that you want to do. And I realized that the people closest to you aren't always going to support you. Usually it's someone that doesn't even know you that's going to support you more. And before, I always felt like this was just, people hating or just didn't like me or something. But maybe it's not the case. Maybe they just want what's best for you instead. Okay, now to something more, a little less deep. I really get bothered when I'm on TikTok and I see a podcast. I think the one that I came across was like Keeping It Real podcast or something. It was a clip. The ones where it's like it'll have some guy like saying something kind of deep, and then it has like some subtitles and some sad music in the background. It was one of those. But this guy just kept saying the F word after every single word he was saying. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe his message is good, but saying the F word in between every single word is going to make me retain the information better than if he had just said everything properly. Like Gary Vee, for example. And I don't have no hate towards Gary Vee, but he just likes to say, okay, here, a clip that I found. He was at some convention and he talked to some young kid, and he asked the young kid, "Oh, man, what's your passion?" And the kid says, "Oh, I want to get on YouTube." And he looks at the kid and he says, "Well, what are you doing to make it on YouTube?" And the kid's like, "Oh, well, I'm saving up for a camera, this, and this." And Gary Vee says, "Well, you know what? Promise me this. When you get that fucking camera, you better make the best fucking content you could fucking make in the fucking world." So I watched this and I'm thinking to myself, what good and how much better did it? It didn't really make it sound any better. The fact that he was cursing after every single word, trying to give this kid a pep talk. If I was a kid, the only thing I remember is every single F bomb he dropped while he was trying to give me some good advice. But that's just me.